everyone, Lily here coming at you with another Spandex review. This time I have for you something a little bit different. We have a pair of vintage disco jeans from the company Contempo Casuals. They are from the 70s era, we believe. As you can see, they have held up extremely well. This is the oldest piece by far that we have in our collection here. They are about 50 years old. Give or take a little bit there. And you can see they are still bright and vibrant as ever. The color is pink in your face, which I love. They are shiny, they are soft still. The only issue that I've seen from putting them on and just giving them a once-over inspection is the button that we have hidden by the belt is pretty rusted, so we're going to have to give that a replacement, but that's not that big of a deal. All the stitching is held up, even the elasticity in the fabric is still there. It is, however, only a two-way stretch, but I'll get into that a little bit later. But for a 50-year-old pair of pants, you can't really ask for much more. We're not sure, they've probably been in storage for a good amount of time, but still, they look brand new. But anyway, on to probably the fit. These are a 29 extra large. Now I'm going to say that this is a 70s extra large because I am generally a small most of the time. And I'm going to guess that the 29 is the length. So it just kind of shows how much sizing has changed over the years. Because that's a pretty, and this is an American brand as well. This is not a foreign or Asian brand that we are used to seeing pretty big size discrepancies. So it's just a pretty big difference over these years that sizing has changed. And it was a little bit, because I did check the tag before I put them on just to make sure what kind of what size they were. And it was a little weird to see that they were an extra large, but there is a possibility that someone might have tried to wash them and they shrunk. But this type of fabric doesn't really shrink. They are dry clean only, but still, the odds are slim to none. Anyway, that out of the way. As you can see, high-waisted, tight through here. They are a straight leg, so once they hit the knee, they just fall straight down. They are very long, but that is the style. From the time. They're meant to basically cover your shoe, which is meant to be a pretty high platform, so you'll have to excuse my footwear. I don't have any at the moment here, so they're not meant to be worn with some white high tops. That's why it looks a little bit goofy down there. But the straight leg, super long pant was very fashionable of the era, and have a little lipstick pocket, and it does have back pockets, which is very nice, as well as belt loops. A lot of the modern day equivalents do not have belt loops, so this is very nice. The thumbs up for me. Now, elasticity is something you also wouldn't necessarily expect with something that is this old. There is a good amount of stretch left. As you can see, however, it is going what we would expect to be the wrong way. Now, we obviously can't be sure on this, but what we are hypothesizing is in the time period, the twiggy kind of straight up and down, not curvy look was very much in. So having the stretch be vertical gives almost a Spanx sort of girdle effect, kind of sucking in curves, making you more, you know what I mean, which would kind of counteract how the stretch would normally be in a pair of pants, which you want to be horizontal. That's just what we're thinking. We don't know for sure. But anyway, a little bit of history on the company, however. It is from Contempo Casuals. We did a little bit of research. It was a store around the 60s, 70s. They were purchased by Neiman Marcus Group in the 80s. And all of the actual stores were then turned into Wet Seal. So we don't believe we will be seeing a return of these pants anytime soon, unfortunately. So we don't think we'll be seeing any of them in Wet Seal. The designs are probably long gone, which is sad. But we do have these. We found them, so they're very well preserved. So I'm actually going to compare them to the modern day equivalent American Apparel disco jeans. The cut, obviously the American Apparel, they are tight to the leg. American Apparel has no belt loops. American Apparel is not quite as soft or smooth. Whereas these, we have a belt loop, they are straight leg, and these, the fabric is actually softer despite them being much older. So there are pros and cons for both. I personally prefer the leg style of the American Apparel jeans. However, I prefer having a belt loop, and I like the fabric of these better. So if we kind of mush the two of them together, we have probably the perfect pair of jeans. So yeah, let's get on that. Let's find this fabric and then make these pants. Yeah, okay. Anyway, on to my numbers. Bounciness rating doesn't really apply. There's no, I'm not gonna do it. Shininess, we're at a 9. They're very shiny, combined with the color. They're just in your face. They're great, they're wonderful. And my overall, they're also a 9. I love them. They're great. They're good pants. They fit very well. They are incredibly well constructed. Even though they were probably in storage for a very long time, they're still holding strong. Fabric like this doesn't really disintegrate. It doesn't go anywhere. This will hold up for all eternity. But the elastics in it will disintegrate. The threads will give up. The only thing that's damaged on them is the metal button. That says something for the construction of a pair of pants. And we can easily replace that. So, and you can wear these anywhere. You can wear them today and it will still look great. So yeah, good pants. Thank you guys as always for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe just in case you haven't already, and check out all of our social medias. They are down there. And thank you once again to all of our patrons, these wonderful names right here. Without them, we would not be able to make reviews like this possible, because YouTube for some reason has decided that disco jeans are just too hot for them. And in addition to reviews, our wonderful patrons also get exclusive photos, videos, workout videos, things like that. It's pretty awesome. You should head over there, check it out. And as always, I'm Lily, your Queen of Sheen. I'll see you next time.